What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm bringing you a review. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. Both of the fragrances I have in this line have been super impressive. I actually have it on my hand right now. And this is for sweet citrus lovers only. This is from Paris Corner. This is in their Vibrant line. This is called Orange and Neroli. It is a clone or their interpretation of Byredo's Sundays, which I've never tried, and I would like to, because the clone, spoiler alert, is really good. So let's talk about it. Stay tuned. Now, before we dive into the review, I do have to let you know that Aroma Concepts did send this over my way. If you're interested in checking this out, there are links to 2 different markets here in North America as well as in Europe down below with a 10% off code if you're interested in checking it out. Of course, as always, them sending it out to me has zero bearings and nothing to do with what I think about the fragrance, but I wanted to let you guys know it was sent to me. And let's get into this review, shall we? So the shape is no secret. It's very similar to Byredo's bottle. Here you have a white, feels like vinyl label, name of the fragrance, with a white cap and a frosted orange glass. This is awesome, by the way. Vetiver Delight is a frosted lime green glass. I love, love, love the aesthetic of these. Cap doesn't hold strong in place. I wouldn't advise picking it up that way, but standard black atomizer that does a really good job. But man, the most important thing, let's talk about this scent. So when this opens, blast of citrus, a lot of orange, as you would expect. Kind of counterbalanced with some lemon. So you do have 2 different citruses in the top, but it is dominated by orange. And the Neroli here doesn't overwhelm the fragrance, because I know Neroli is kind of a hit and miss note for a lot of people. Some people can't stand it, some people love it, such as myself. It does offer this white, floral, soapy, flowery type of smell most of the time. And you do get a little bit of that here, but the interesting thing, I don't know if it's due to that cotton candy accord in the dry down, but I get kind of a chalky orange smell. The sweetness here is a little on the chalky side. It's got to be this cotton candy accord that they're calling for, mixing with the musk. This is great. This is a fun, casual, even flirty type of fragrance in many ways. I think it's perfectly unisex, just like Vetiver Delight, though I think Vetiver Delight is a little bit more masculine than this one. But Sundays doesn't strike me as anything unisex. Even seeing 2 different white florals and a cotton candy accord in this simplistic note breakdown, guys, don't let that scare you away. This stuff smells awesome. This is a great casual t-shirt, running around type of day, hanging with whoever, doing whatever, doing whatever, nothing serious. Not really a going to dinner type of fragrance. Sure, you could wear this one to work if you really wanted to, but it's a more laid-back type of vibe than taking care of business, and I really appreciate that about it. It's very linear, though. What you get at the start is pretty much what you get at the end, because the citrus, the orange mainly, never really completely goes away. The cotton candy accord does come in more and more. It does get sweeter as it calms down, but it is a sweet citrus with a little bit of a soapy floral tone and a light musk the whole way through from start to finish. The only change is the sweetness and citrus shift in balance as it dries down. Neither completely go away or is not there from the start to the finish. They just switch roles, basically. I really like the way this one smells. Now, it doesn't, brighten me up completely that the way Vetiver Delight does. So this will have a little bit lower rating, but not much, because I think this is still a great fragrance. They're both great and worth having. Hell, in this last haul, Paris Corner haul I got with several fragrances, the first 2 I'm reviewing is Vetiver Delight and Orange and Neroli, because they're the most fun, enjoyable, casual, just lovable scent profiles of the bunch of what I've got in. So yeah, this smells awesome. Now, performance, nothing crazy. About 6 hours of longevity on skin. I would call it in the 5 to 6 hour range of longevity before it starts to fade into a skin scent. I'm sure some people will get more, some people will get less. Your mileage will vary on your skin, your olfactive perception, depending on your olfactive fatigue, because it is synthetics. So some noses will wear out faster than others. Some skin chemistries will work better than others, and so on. But projection, this is a bright fragrance. This is a loud fragrance at first. For about an hour and a half, actually. Slightly better than Arm's Reach. This really gets out there. This is very bright, very vibrant, as the name would indicate. Pun intended. And then when it settles into its sillage, it's actually not that bad. I get pretty good whiffs of it throughout the entire life of the fragrance. it just doesn't last super long on me, but it's also not really weak. But I get more of a moderate type of sillage where I get decent whiffs of it, decently strength throughout the entire life of the fragrance. So, I mean, we could call it safely in that 5 to 7 hour range of longevity, which is right in that sweet spot range for me personally, with slightly above average projection for about an hour and a half, with, slightly above average moderate sillage for the, entire life of the fragrance. So across the board, it's a solid performer, just not a beast. Final thoughts on Vibrant Orange and Neroli from Paris Corner in their Amir range, which they have a ton of fragrances with this Amir logo. So I don't even think it's a one particular line at this point. I think they just kind of put it. It's basically the Paris Corner logo. Another, just a secondary logo, I guess. But I do like this one. I did give Vibrant Vetiver Delight a little bit higher rating because if I had to pick one, it would be that one. But this is no slouch. This is still a great, fun, enjoyable, casual fragrance. I think it's an 8 out of 10 type of scent. I don't think it's a must-have. But if you've ever tried Sundazed and maybe didn't want to spend the money, I don't know how accurate it is to Sundazed, but it is the same note breakdown. I mean the exact same note breakdown. Now, I'm sure it doesn't smell on Byredo's quality level. I'm sure it's not even close. If you want the niche experience, you should go with the niche fragrance. But if you want to take an alternative route that's much more affordable, that I can tell you firsthand, just judging it as a standalone, it's a fun fragrance to wear throughout the day. It smells awesome. It's one of those keep going back to it type of scent profiles. Like I have it on my hand right now, and it's lovely to keep going back to sniff. So keep that in mind. You can get it for a really great price, like I said before, down below with the links and the discount code. Thank you once again, Aroma Concepts, for sending this my way. This is one that will continue to end up in the rotation when I want just something laid back and fun. This is definitely going to be one of the first handful or so of fragrances that I'm going to think about. And until next time, do me a quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. How many of you tried this? What do you think about it? Was it a pass for you? Too sweet? I could see some people saying it's too sweet, but people that tend to enjoy the modern designers, this is going to be far from too sweet for you, because like the 1 Million line, sweeter than this. Most of the Invictus fragrances, sweeter than, basically Paco Rabanne and Jean-Paul Gaultier at this stage are overall a sweeter design house in general than fragrances like this. So it's not crazy sweet. So like I said, don't let that cotton candy accord scare you away, because it makes it slightly unique. Like I said, chalky sweet orange. Interesting, right? And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on Vibrant Orange and Neroli from Paris Corner and you give it a spray now, there's a pretty good chance you'll thank me later. Have a good one, guys.